How to use finger daubers with stencils. Yay! Hi, in this tutorial you will find finger daubers to paint with stencils. I'll show you what not to do and what to do to make finger daubers work for you. Also be showcasing this new finger dauber case. It can hold 40 finger daubers. You can use it for your colorini or for your face paint. And mine I divided in half. So I have colorini on one side and face paint on the other. Depending on how many daubers you have or how many you would like to have, you can get 2 or 1. Right now I just have a couple left in my ready to sell. So get in contact with me if you're interested and watch this tutorial and let me know what you think. Tat attack! Okay, here are the materials used for this tutorial. Here's the new case, which comes with 40 spaces for finger daubers, and it comes also with one great finger dauber. Place it on your finger, and you can use it for stencils, for face painting, or colorini. And it also locks, so it's a great, convenient way to store your finger daubers. Also here I'll be using the Chameleon color blocks. Rainbow Wow is on the right and Soulfire is on the left. Some sponges, and these are the Jestpaint TAP stencils. I'll be using a couple of those. And this is my personal finger dauber kit. I have colorini that I use on the left and face paint on the right. And I'll be showing you some brand new finger daubers that I'll be using for face paint. I'm also using Wolfe White and Wolfe Black. Okay, just load your sponges really well. You don't want them to be too wet. You want it to be nice and bright and not sopping wet. And then I'm basically just showing you in this first part how I'm going to apply these color blocks onto my skin. And I'm using a stippling motion to really saturate the skin and get some nice bold color. Isn't that pretty? And this will be the base color before I apply the stencils. So you can see here I was able to get some really nice color with just a very small amount of water. Right now this is the Soulfire color block from Chameleon, and I'm going to load my sponge. I'm right now just spraying. I prefer to spray when I load my sponges, and some people dip a little bit in water. I prefer to spray. I just feel like it gives a nice even coverage, and I'm going to apply this color as well, just so you can get an idea of different stencils on 2 different color types. One's really bright colored, and one has a little bit of a darker black in there and darker blue. Just for contrast, so you can see. I just flip the sponge over to line up the blues. And this is a little harder around my wrist where it's like bumpy. Okay, so now you want to make sure that it's completely dry. And so that's what I'm doing right now, is making sure it's completely dry, waving it, and I'm getting my stencil prepared. These Jestpaint TAP stencils are great because I love the size of them. They're so small that I can also work with them and play with them on myself. But there was a problem with using them on myself, and that was if I was doing stuff on my arms. With bigger stencils you have to hold with 2 hands, and you don't have 2 hands when you're working on your own arm and practicing. So with the finger dauber, this enables you to hold the stencil. Oh, here, just let me tell you that right here I'm showing you that this is too wet. If I push down really hard, look, even when I push down light, it's still a little too wet. You have to really play with these a little to get that kind of dry paint feel for the stencils. You don't want them to be too wet because they'll leak underneath the stencils. So now I'm going to show you what happens when you use it too wet. Even if you apply very light daubs, and you can see I'm using one hand to do this. I have the finger dauber on one finger, and look, okay, see how it's seeped under? It doesn't look horrible, but I'm picky and I think that looks, I think it looks horrible. So, not horrible, horrible, just one horrible. So basically, you want to make sure that your sponge is not too wet. So now I'm going to show you the correct way to do it on this color. It's a little bit drier and very light taps until you kind of saturate the area with white. Notice the difference, how this one I pushed down too hard and it was too wet, and here I'm doing light taps, and then you'll see much better appearance. Okay, it's kind of hard to tell on top of that yellow, but it's much better. So I'm going to show you a little bit again. I'm going to go on the side if the middle is too wet inside the pot, and I'm testing out. Look, when I push down too hard, it's a little bit too wet, and now that's too dry. So I'm going to probably, I think I spray the pot again, and yeah, I need to spray the pot again and get it just the right amount. Now, after practice, you'll know what that is, and you won't need to be doing this test. I'm just doing the test to show you what not to do and what to do. Now I'm picking out another stencil. I believe I'm picking out the Star stencil from Jestpaint and from the TAP stencils. And oh no, scales. Sorry. Okay, so notice how I can hold it with my 2 fingers, and with that finger dauber. Isn't that cool that you could do it on yourself? This is really helpful because, you know, we don't have enough hands when we're face painting. So the more we can free up our fingers, the better it is. So I love these finger daubers for coloring and for face painting. I think they're really great. And so there you go. You can see a nice bold look when you find the right consistency of the paint that works for the stencil. And do play around with it. Here I'm going to use black. I want to show you. I used a different finger dauber, another new finger dauber. You can rinse these and wash these out with some mild soap and water. Don't rub, remember they're stuck together with glue, so be careful when rubbing. If you're using colorini, you do need to clean them with 91% alcohol and nothing higher than 91% alcohol to clean them out. And your sponges will not look white again. They will be stained like your other sponges are. Just be prepared for that. Okay, so here I'm going to apply the star, and I'm going to use black. And you can see I start gently, and then when I get the good feel of what it feels like, I know I'm getting those little dots. There's like little teeny dots and stuff in the Jestpaint stencil. It's so cute. And just keep in mind that this is actually easier to apply on somebody's face than it is on yourself. Yet you can do it on yourself because you have fingers freed up. How many times have I said that? Alright, I'm going to create a design here on this Soulfire block color base, and what I'm trying to do is I wanted to create an effect to look like the black is turning into stars. And so when I lift it up, you can see how awesome that looks. And now I'm going to go all the way around, and you can kind of get that this would be a nice effect to add to any design, to take that black and pull it down into a stencil design. And this tutorial is almost over. I hope that I answered all the questions. If you do purchase the stencils, you can purchase them at jestpaint.com, also at shopglittertattoos.com, because my body carries these stencils as well. They're TAP stencils. The finger daubers, I have some, so you can contact me at tatattack.com. It's TATATTACK.com. And then it's /store if you don't feel like going on the galleries. Hey, look, this is what I did with Olga's design. She had a great tutorial on how to make this dragon, and I added the TAP stencil star to it, and I think it created a really cool effect. Alright guys, see you soon. Leave comments, and don't forget to like this if you like it. Ta-da-da.